Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mitch's Minute. We always wait for that little green light to come on. It's funny because I watch old episodes of Mitch's Minute just to make sure everything worked like stream-wise sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'll start it up, and then there's like this weird 1 or 2 second pause. And it's because we're waiting for the green light to pop. It's
I feel
we're-
like
feel like
people
that's with
understand
most
that at
shows,
this
though.
point.
yeah, but we gotta come up with some kind of intro music or something like that. Like something
Nah.
that'll maybe a slow transition with some music that goes like
Or-
and then I can stop it and it's just my voice and it's like, let's try that again. It's not quite my tempo.
Oh my god.
and it's just every episode just begins with me recreating that scene in Whiplash. There. And it's like, I just gotta find someone.
It's not even like you. You didn't even re-edit the scene. You just put your face on top of the scene.
There is no difference.
Or are we in a fucking acapella? If you guys have not seen the movie Whiplash, it's a very beautifully well done film. It's really solid. I'm a sadist. So anyways, welcome.
Just gotta slide that in there.
Fuck it.
real
Fuck
quick.
it. Yeah, fuck it at this point. Welcome to another episode of Mitch's Minute. Today we've got the whole group together. We got Amanda and Nate, and we want to real quick before we go any further. I just want to make a real quick apology. I know that last week we'd only made the one stream that came out. Something came up on Tuesday and unfortunately on Friday.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
It happens, man. It happens. You know, shit happens in real life sometimes. We can't control that. And I think I've expressed before, I'm not really into half-assing the show. I'm kind of trying to make, because I used to do the whole thing where I'd make a super last-minute replacement, and then sometimes it worked, and then sometimes it didn't. And I just if I can't find something that'll work within a reasonable amount of time, then I'm just like, man, fuck it. So I just wanted to apologize real quick. I do know that you guys were looking forward to our shows, and I also know that YouTube and all that stuff is a form of relief during these incredibly stressful times, and I personally just wanted to apologize for us not being there. That being said, we're here.
I'm really sorry about that.
Dude, it's fine. You didn't have to call yourself out. I was making it.
I will call myself out every time.
No, it was a group. It's a group effort. Anyways, we got a good show for you today. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about Animal Crossing and some other things that have been happening. But before we go into that, let's go ahead and get some channel news done real quick. And do it, you bitch! All right, there it is. All right.
That's not my tempo. Ah!
Fuck you, OBS.
Yeah, I throw a chair at the computer.
The last thing you hear is just static on Mitch's head, and the stream goes down.
All you hear is.
And then just a really loud slap.
Yeah, really, end of stream. I guess I should say real quick, don't watch Whiplash if you, I just realized, I'm like, yeah, I watched this movie. I'm like, no, you actually probably shouldn't if you're a little, if I'm trying to think of a way of wording it. If that kind of subject material isn't, super for you, if you're not into, if you're not comfortable watching, I guess, a jazz teacher being abusive to his students, then don't watch that movie.
Yeah.
Probably should say that beforehand, right before everyone's like, you're not
Just a quick disclaimer.
Yeah, because I think I've given out a movie recommendation before, and I think it bit me in the ass.
It's just so trigger warning. There's abuse.
I don't that's the thing. I don't like doing that because I feel like sometimes there's certain movies where you shouldn't know something before going in. And it'll make it hit much harder. A lot of times when these types of movies come out, you shouldn't know anything about it. Don't watch the trailers, just watch the film, and that way you're locked and loaded for the ride. But at the same time, I'm very understanding of if there's some things you don't want to hit super hard, then
Yeah, but it's also like in the plot summary. If you look up the movie,
Yeah,
it'll just
it's
straight
the
up be
whole
like,
premise of the film.
yeah. So it's not like a spoiler or anything.
That's true. Anyways, this week we are gonna try to get all 3 of our streams done. And I'm gonna try my best to see if I can get something a little extra for you guys. I do want to try to add a little bit of spice in our mix up. Because I know that we've been doing the Fire Emblem Persona bit for like 2 months now, 3 months now, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And I think that you guys, it's been a little bit, I think we should change it up just for a week. We do want to try to get through Fire Emblem as fast as we can, and I know that this isn't helping, but I just want to make sure everyone's having a good time. I know that we're doing 2 games where we voice everything over. And for some of you guys who maybe signed up for the fighting games, you're like, where the fuck are those, Mitchell, you piece of shit? Or
it's been so long.
Where's the action games, Mitchell, you motherfucker?
We've been waiting.
and that's not me pretending to be you. That's me being me to myself. and then I'm in the chair. And it's like, all right, what do you like, all right, give me this stream. Fire Emblem Persona, Fire Emblem. Again! Fire Emblem Persona, Fire Emblem!
Again! Just, oh god.
Why do I do this to myself?
I know, and you're in the other chair just going, do you hear it? Do you hear what you're saying?
Oh, we got someone's off tempo. And that's not someone's off tempo. Someone's out of tune. All right, which one is it? Is it Persona? Is it Fire Emblem? All right, Fire Emblem. All right, everyone. No, you're fine. You're fine. Persona. Oh, what's that? Oh, Sojiro.
Hey, Sojiro, are you out of tune?
I think so. You think so? I apologize. I literally tried to direct the scream somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Can tell. It's like, at least you tried. Question mark.
Get the fuck out of here, Sojiro!
Just bobbles away like a fucking gremlin into the corner.
Ryuji, your 4th seat. Yusuke, you were the one that was off tempo. This joke makes no sense to anyone.
No, not to a
If
single
you
fucking
have not
person who
seen the
didn't watch
movie, it doesn't
Whiplash.
make any sense. I'm so sorry.
Or even just the one scene that Mitch has shown us like 6 times
Oh,
since
it's
we've
so-
been friends with him.
Oh, it's so good. The acting in that scene is so solid. Oh. I was trying to find a way, Nate. I was trying to find a way to make the gif of him slapping him like my profile picture on Discord.
It wouldn't be the hardest thing, would it?
Yeah, I think I just had to cut it out, cut it off because it's the way that the camera, the focal points on the camera.
Yeah.
You just gotta move it. Oh, so good, so good. Anyways, that's the channel news this week. Fuck. Let's try not to.
Mitch is abusing himself. That's it.
Oh god. All right.
That's
So
the thing to take from today, right?
all right.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Real quick before I fucking lose it. Both of you guys have spent a full week playing Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah.
How has that been? How are you guys enjoying it? Because I'm definitely eyeing it, and I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Do you want to go first, Nate?
You've been waiting for this game, and this is my first Animal Crossing, so I'll let you go first.
Oh, okay. So with Animal Crossing, I did play New Leaf, and I loved the fuck out of New Leaf. And I'm loving the fuck out of New Horizon. Just so fucking much. Sorry, I just seen like Insane Oddball just going, stop hitting yourself, Mitch. But I love New Horizon. It's the same issue I had as before. It is the thing that kills me every time. It's I hate waiting. I hate waiting so much. But I also get why you have to wait. And look, I'm not judging anybody if they decide to time travel. Uh so for those who aren't aware, time traveling is when you change the clock on your device to either speed it up or go back, because Animal Crossing runs off of that internal clock. That way it knows what day it is, what season it is, what time it is. So,
I'm judging a little.
yeah.
Don't worry, if you do it enough times, the game judges you too, because there's literally a character that comes out that's just like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah, Mr. Rossetti. Mr. Rossetti is a character that they used to have. He's not in this new one, but they used to have him in which he's like, "Hey, you didn't save your game before you closed. Why was that? Did something happen that you didn't want saved? Is that it? Don't fucking do that."
He judges you so hard.
Oh yeah, or like, "Hey, did you reset that? Don't do
No.
that." Because
It's
the
like,
game will pick up on it. And that's, from what I understand, that's why Animal Crossing has made the holidays something you download instead of just have already pre-installed, because they're like, look, if you're going to time travel, you can time travel. You're just not getting your holidays. You get your holidays and your special events when we say so. And you know what? That's super fair. I'm fine with that. But no, I'm not going to judge anybody for time traveling. Trust me. If, I want I want the stores and shit that I made to be open right now, right fucking now. But I know that when I wake up tomorrow, that'll be a treat for me. I get to have those stores that I worked really hard on, and I'll get to have all this stuff built that I worked really hard on. And that is a treat for me, but some people want it now, and that's fine.
I want the
You can do
world.
that.
I want the
I
whole
want the
world.
whole world. Oh yeah. So do as you please. I'm not judging,
I am.
but this is how I'm judging so fucking hard. But me and a group of my friends have been playing Animal Crossing for years, and our agreement is that none of us will ever time travel. That way we can always be like synced up. Um, but yeah. So I don't know. I'm really enjoying it though.
I mean, play the game as you will. I think it's like just like the way you play something doesn't affect me, but also I feel like that's the charm with time-based things. So
Yeah.
I don't
they're
know.
usually they're time based for a reason.
It's
Yeah.
it's like messing up. It's like when it's like, welcome to my Pokemon Sword and Shield video. In today's episode, I'm gonna teach you how to fucking hit the hard reset on your Switch every time, right before you see the purple screen happen, and right before the save happens, so that you can determine what kind of Dynamax Pokemon you're gonna get. And I'm like, that's bullshit. It's like, it's not bullshit. It's called playing the game. Thank you so much for watching another video. Make sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. I have a Patreon at WGG fucking wienerbros.com.
Yeah. But so Insane Oddball says, quick guys, let's peer pressure Amanda into time travel.
Oh,
Never.
um but my thing about time travel is that I have a few exceptions.
Oh.
Oh.
And they're like hardcore exceptions. So if you get really sick and you miss like an event, Like, say you get hurt and you can't play the game, like, at all. That's not you actively just going like, I'm gonna time travel till I get all the things I want. But if you're
No, it's
hurt
just I
or you're
miss these
really
things.
yeah, if you're really sick and you go back like a day or two, whatever, dude. You were gonna play anyway, but for obvious reasons you couldn't. Like, I've had friends that were in the hospital, like, seriously hurt, and they're like, I missed my event. And I'm like, oh, dude. So, for situations like that, I have no judgment. No judgment whatsoever. You time travel if you absolutely can't do it, you know? Like Christmas events or shit like that when you're like, "Oh, I wanted to celebrate my birthday with my villagers, but I couldn't," or "I wanted to celebrate this villager's birthday or Christmas with them, but I couldn't." That's fine. Go back a day. It's fine. But if you're speeding up like 15 days to get shit, dude, what the fuck?
What's the point in playing Animal Crossing at that point?
Oh yeah, because some people are already like, "Oh, look, I'm in summertime," or "Oh, look, a fucking fall." And I was like, "Bitch,
Well,
what?"
well, granted, I think I'm technically in summer, but that's because of I set it to where I live. So
Well,
it's like
no, but these people were like from America and they're
it's
celebrating summer.
it's just like
And I was like,
clearly not cheating the game at all.
yeah, and it's like, okay, fine, whatever. But if you're going back to like do certain events because life happens, okay, that's fine. You do that. So those are my exceptions. When life kicks the shit out of you and you missed a special event.
To the point that you can't even play Animal Crossing.
To the point where you can't even play. Oh, I thought you meant missing the event so hard that you can't play Animal Crossing. I'm like,
no, it's just like when life just fucks you up. You know, when life fucks you up so hard you can't even play Animal Crossing.
I mean, I see that's the thing. At that point, I'm like, sure. I personally wouldn't do it though. I follow the FF14 rules of events. If you missed it, you missed it. You gotta wait till next year.
Yeah,
but that's me. Like that's me being shitty me. But it sounds like you guys are really enjoying it. Nate, what about you, man?
Because this is the first ever Animal Crossing game I've played, so like I've never wanted to play an Animal Crossing game ever.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I guess like the older I get, I'm just like, hey, you know what? Chill games aren't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Because before I picked this up, I played like a bunch of like Stardew. This is just like a more chill version of Stardew to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's just really relaxing. Except when you do the Spider Island bullshit, and it's like, I don't like this.
Spider Island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can make something called Tarantula Island, or you can find Tarantula Island. And tarantulas sell for a decent price. So people will
8,000 per.
Yeah. So people will go to because the game allows you to take a flight to a randomized island. And their whole thing is like, oh, no one's ever going to come back here. It's such a small island. No one's ever going to show up here. I'm never coming back. You're never coming back. Because the second we leave here, I burn the flight plans. So take what you want, cut down the trees, dig them up, grab all the flowers, break the rocks, grab the fish. It doesn't matter. And so people will decimate the islands, just purge it of everything. So the only things that can spawn are tarantulas.
A crusade, if you will.
Oh, yeah. Salt the earth so only the tarantulas can spawn, so I can pay off this house loan tonight.
Oh, God. it doesn't help that like God, it at least like when you get bitten, because that was like my one fear of just like if you get bitten, I really hope you don't get like sent back to your main island, which you don't, which is
You don't.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but fucking like I'm not scared of spiders anymore, but I'm just like they run just really fast.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just like Jesus Christ.
I hate Josh right now because I was trying to get my next subject image, and it's just like you can hear every single click of this keyboard. Oh,
Yeah.
but it sounds like everything is going good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have a
is it
question.
worth it $60?
Yes.
Okay. Is Pirate Warriors worth it $60?
Yes.
You get to be Kaido.
Yeah, if it brings you joy, if this sparks joy within you, then yes.
If I could get
it's always worth it.
If I could get some sort of Pirate Warriors 4 Animal Crossing image done. Or it's just Kaido watering like flowers or something.
Yeah.
Just this big fucking 40-foot tall man in between his index and thumb is the tiny shovel.
Oh yeah. Like there's just like one thing I wanted to mention with Animal Crossing. I don't know if they have like an AI built into it to see what you keep and what you sell furniture wise. But they really try to find your aesthetic, and then it's like, oh, you constantly like buy this kind of stuff.
I heard the froggy chair isn't in there.
Yeah. Everybody obsessed over the froggy chair.
It's the froggy chair.
Yeah, why didn't they put it in?
I don't know, actually.
Where did you go where we can't follow froggy chair?
I have no idea why they didn't put it in, but they do have a peach chair, and it's real cute.
Do you think it's because they didn't want PETA to be like, you could stretch one frog over this entire chair?
Maybe, or maybe because, like, people love making their villagers uncomfortable, and there are frog people villagers.
Oh,
looks at Puddles.
Oh no.
Looks at Puddles the froggy, sets down fucking frog chair and sits on its face.
Well, you could have like a hamster in a cage and there's hamster villagers.
Yeah.
And they're just like, huh.
Is that the Is this like Mickey Mouse rules? Is that where it's at? Where it's like Goofy's a dog and so is Pluto?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Because you can also catch tadpole, like, in the lakes, and you can just keep them or sell them. Like, right in front of the frog people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
Oh yeah, also I have a Flick on my island today, which is like chameleon.
Nice.
Yeah. So
sell him the tarantulas.
I don't have any, and I have to wait until tonight to get more.
Dude, he'll give you way more for the tarantulas.
I know.
Anywho's is there a villager that you just love or hate yet? Because some people will absolutely fall in love with one villager, and some people are just like, I can't stand this motherfucker. I beat him on the daily, hoping one day he'll leave. Or I've locked him into his house.
Well, like, apparently, like, you can talk to Isabel that you're having a problem with a villager as well. And I'm like, what the fuck's this about?
Oh, yeah. So, is there a villager yet?
That I don't like?
No, just one that you either can't fucking stand or one that you really like.
It's like, funny enough, it's the thing with my first two villagers. So I have Rory, which is a lion, and he was my sports one. And I just really like him just because they're just nice. But then I have Rocket, which is a indoor obsessed, like, gorilla. And I'm just like, why did you move to an island? But the thing that I don't like about her is that she just constantly calls me out for shit, and it's like, I don't like that.
How does she
I'm
call
just
you
here to
out?
have fun. Why are you talking shit?
How does she call you out, anyway?
It just like because there was like one point that like I hadn't taken medicine yet because I got stung by wasps. But like she basically called me ugly, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You ugly
Like, just grab
motherfucker.
medicine, you idiot. It's like, what the fuck? Okay.
Fuck. Rocket, leave me alone.
No, but the thing is, Rocket is the one that wants to talk to me all the time. It's like, why?
I don't
Is it
want to
because
talk
I
to you
deliberately
now.
No, it's just like, why I deliberately ignore you. Why are you the one that constantly wants to talk to me when you see me?
That's just how it is. I've had like villagers that I've absolutely like fallen in love with. Just real cute babies. Like I remember I had Pinky on my new leaf one, and she's a pink and white panda. And she's got like the pop star personality, but she's just so fucking sweet. And I love her to death. And my new villager crush is currently Felicity the cat, because for the last 5 years I've been crying over the fact that I've never had a cat villager, and lo and behold, God has blessed me finally with a kitty, and I love her. And if she ever moves
Finally.
away, I'm deleting my fucking game. You're not allowed to leave, Felicity. This is a hostage situation. You can't leave now. I will goddamn buy an amiibo card to force your ass back in.
It's like, you stay.
You're gonna fucking stay. Like not a fucking choice. You live here now.
It's like, I can deal with your outdated, like the outdated way you speak. I can deal with that.
Insane Oddball says one day I will find you, Vesta. Just wait for me. Just starts crying.
All right, but overall, guys, it seems like you guys are having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So it looks like I want to do an Animal Crossing video. Just like
yeah?
just like a one-off, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make
Yeah.
Nate do it because Nate hasn't fucking streamed anything in ages. No, I'll do it. Anyways, so that's.
I would love to see your first time playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, just name everything horribly. Besides Animal Crossing this week, some other really interesting things happened. I'm not sure, Amanda, I know what your thoughts are about this, but Steven Universe ended after 7 years, and I was gonna say finally ended, because it feels like last year we had the finale in Change Your Mind, and then in September we had the movie, which was a finale in itself, and then we had Future, which was an epilogue, which the epilogue had its finale.
Yeah. Did you see any of the finale stuff?
I did. So I spent a little bit of today catching up on everything, and it was. I don't really want to go too much into it because this was. Because here's the problem with Future right away. I only found out that it was the finale because it was trending on Twitter. How do I word this? I wasn't following a lot of Future, unfortunately. I thought that the movie was a pretty solid, like, ground to finish it up, to kind of close it off, and Future was kind of like, it was kind of different, you know?
Yeah.
And I won't go into spoilers or anything like that. I won't talk too much about what happens in it, but, you know, this show ran for 7 years, you know? Rebecca Sugar and the team put on a world that was pretty colorful and vibrant with its lore, and kept in the first 2 or 3 seasons kept us guessing about what stuff was happening, what stuff wasn't, and you know, like, that's where I think Steven Universe really had its stride. Was those first couple seasons. I think it kind of lost me a little bit towards season 5. But it's kind of fun because I did go back and I did watch it all and I did, catch up. So overall, it ends to any, no, once again, not trying to spoil anything. It ends pretty solidly. I did enjoy the ending. I did think that it was handled very well, and I know a lot of people are looking at the future, ironically, and they're like, what's Rebecca Sugar's next project going to be? Rebecca Sugar got her start on Adventure Time, and then she made this show. And so what I'm kind of hoping for is this legacy will continue in terms of Cartoon Network shows that have like a really rich lore. I hope that they'll kind of like there's someone in this project who will then move on to make their own vision, their own idea. Because to me, and this isn't me like being like, oh, Rebecca Sugar.
Wasn't that OKKO?
Yes, but also like I'm hoping something else though. Not that OKKO wasn't good or anything like that. Like I'm not saying that. I just never watched it. It was never in my radar. I want something with like a really solid lore that like captures me like Steven Universe did. And I think that it, like I said, it ends really really solid. And like I said, I think unfortunately I have to be like all of this comes with this idea that like Steven had a lot of problems, the character and the show. In terms of like how they handled some things, how the fans handle like how the way that not going into fan drama or anything, or trying to rehash that stuff, but how just everything about it is a little weird, and like it definitely goes to show for the age of fandoms how they've evolved to this point, where it's like we as a community bullied a writer off the show, and that's always stuck with me, and how we handled that, I don't, and when I say we, I obviously just mean the community. I wasn't actively part of that.
I did not bully a writer off the show for a ship that I like.
Yeah, I just happen to like the ship. But all in all, like I said, I think the show was like still very solid. Some of my first songs I ever learned how to play on ukulele were Steven Universe songs. My sister and brother and I used to watch this show together. And so like it was just kind of like it was a good finale. It was like overall really solid. And if you guys are kind of like me, where you kind of put off Future, I definitely recommend like watching it. If you like just want something to kind of enjoy. Because I know like it's not a lot of people like me that are like, yeah, the movie's good, and then I just I didn't touch Future for months. But like I think my one of my favorite characters they handled pretty well. I really really enjoyed Jasper in Future. Jasper was fun. I really enjoyed Peridot, obviously, and Lapis. So everyone knows my bias in there. And surprisingly, I actually really, really liked Bismuth. Bismuth went from being one of my okay characters to one of my favorites near the end.
Oh, okay.
I like that's the thing. They got me to turn around on Bismuth, and it's not that I didn't I hated Bismuth. It was more like I was okay with it. But yeah, so that's kind of something I wanted to talk about before I talk into my big spiel. You guys had Animal Crossing, and now I get to talk about something that kind of happened like literally within the last like couple nights. Not even nights. I think it was literally yesterday. If I can get this at a reasonable thing to like be a nice to look at image, god damn it. So I couldn't find any like volume like covers or something, but I have been reading something.
Yeah. Okay.
But here we go. All right, so
I legit forgot we were talking about this at the
it's literally the cover of the name of this episode.
I know, I forgot.
So, if you guys remember a couple weeks back when I was talking about filler, oh god, we got to talk about FMA. If you guys remember a couple weeks back,
we can wait until we watch the movie if you want to talk about it.
No,
after that, that's up to you.
No, it's fine. So it's not like I'm like rushing for time. The show never has any like concrete time limit.
That's true.
So I said a couple weeks back that I had a really, really hard time getting into My Hero Academia. Mainly because I come from a generation of shonen that kind of was like, once you get to that school festival stuff, that's when it's like, oh, it's the tuning exams. It really doesn't help that the first thing they have to do is like an obstacle course, and I was getting like, it's not the same. It's not like a like verbatim kind of thing, but it's like, oh, we have to do this, and then we have to do the cavalry battle, and then we have to do the one-on-ones, and then we have to have the Rock Lee Gaara fight.
Yeah. Like, it will never be like Naruto because the second test of the tuning exam is literally called the Forest of Death. You can't beat that.
Yeah, you can't beat the cavalry battle. The cavalry battle's pretty fun. That's the thing. So there's a couple things that happen. So the point was just to be like, hey, last time we talked on the podcast, I was talking about My Hero Academia and how I was having a hard time because I was a really big fan of Naruto and the generation of shonen that came beforehand, and the tuning exams were such a big part, and I'm having such a hard time getting through it, because I feel like I've seen it before. It's very boring to me. And it's not, the characters are great, animation's great. I've been trying to watch it like minutes before the show started, before the podcast started today. And like also Grozen, yeah, it's the Rock Lee Gaara fight, dude. It's
all it is.
It's okay.
That's all it is.
But the problem is that I've been trying to watch it, and it's not. I gotta power through. I know I gotta power through because then I can get into season season 3 and season 4. Because I'm rewatching some of this too, just so that I can remember what was going on.
Yeah,
and I want to get to season 3 and 4 because I think that's where like it's gonna peak for me. Like that's gonna be the moment where like it pushes over. But
I say that like I haven't watched it, but like my brother watches it. And he's talked a little bit about like the current seasons, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like he's like, because I don't mind spoilers, but I'm just like listening to him talk about it. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Sounds really fucking weird.
So that all being said, this is all being kind of like all being talked about. The reason why I'm saying all this and prefacing everything with this is because I'm finally in it, guys. It took a side manga to get me in. It finally happened. I found, much like how I wasn't into Attack on Titan until I played the PS4 game, which is blasphemous, I know. It finally happened. So there is a manga, not even written by the guy who does My Hero Academia, but it takes place and is canon within the world of My Hero Academia, called My Hero Academia Vigilantes. And it follows Koichi, a college student whose quirk is if he has at least 3 limbs on the ground, he scoots. Like, why did
you describe it like that?
Because it was the first one. He
what an interesting prerequisite with their power, though.
So like if he's like okay, so a good way of putting it is if he has his feet, and then he leans forward and puts one hand down, he goes as fast as a 1-speed bike. He scoots.
You say scoot. What do you mean by that exactly?
Okay, I gotta get like an image here. Hang on a second. It's okay. He scoots. He's like, okay, so like he moves forward.
I know what you mean. I love that you're describing it like scooting.
No, because funny enough, I wanted to get into this. I just couldn't find a website that I didn't have to pay for it to read it. So.
Okay, I'm gonna share an image, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna share an image, And that like so it's unfortunately it's not one of those images that shows him in motion. It's how he positions himself like Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
And then he scoots like he moves forward like forward momentum.
Okay.
Like god damn it, is there like a way to like
okay.
he like moves forward.
He just
slides.
He slides forward. It's like if he was on ice, and he just moves forward.
He's scooting.
He scoots.
He scoots.
Scooter scooting.
So
I
Koichi is the main character.
Yeah.
Koichi is the main character of Vigilante. So the whole premise of it is, it takes place in the world of My Hero Academia, obviously, where most the thing with My Hero is that we get to follow Deku, who in this case, how I described it yesterday to Amanda was like, the problem I have with it is we had a character like Rock Lee who was just training and trying to be his best, and then Naruto's like, you know what? You get the Nine-Tails Fox now. You get it. You get all that power. And like, and that's kind of my disconnect with it. Is I would much have rather seen Deku develop his no quirk power, like, and his strategy to just kind of naturally do it. Like, there's this whole support class and everything like that. Like, it would have been cool to see him kind of like come up with strategies and like tools and gadgets to deal with heroes. Like, that would have been a lot more interesting to me. But in a weird way, I kind of got it with Koichi. So Koichi has his Scoots power. It's not called Scoots. It's
yeah. What's its actual like hero power?
No, I want more than anything to it only be known from now on as Scoot.
Scoots.
His quirk is called Slide and Glide.
Nah, I prefer Scoots. Fucking.
So like,
I like him scooting. I'm sorry.
So this is
I just prefer him scooting.
So this is the image that the
Scooting
wiki.
and tooting. That's just what I want him for.
God damn it. So this is the image that the wiki gives for his power. So he puts his legs and his hands on the ground, and he's able to move about as fast as a 1-speed bike. And like, and yeah, and so he just kind of does that, but then like people will stop him and be like, "Hey, you can't do that. You're not allowed to use your quirks in public," which is something I actually didn't know about.
Yeah, why?
Unless unless you're a hero.
Yeah, so apparently there is like a hard set rule in public in which you're not allowed to use your quirk in public. Because because the idea is like that, like, because otherwise, like, okay, so when a villain shows up, right, they're normally like a monstrous quirk or something like that, but like it's a weird rule, but essentially it's like, hey, the reasoning for him, like, hey, you can't scoot, you can't slide and glide.
No, it's
you can't scoot in public, please.
And like the police will be like, what if you trip someone? You know, what if you do this? Like, if Bakugo just used his quirk in public, it would be a really bad thing, right? Because that's disturbing the peace. So there is some sort of precedent for that. And like, the thing that I always like bitch about with My Hero is like how I don't really have a good grasp of how the world handles stuff. This gave me exactly what I needed. Like, I am a good couple chapters in, and like, this is everything I wanted with My Hero Academia. So Koichi's our main character. And his ability is to slide. Slide is just a better word.
No, scoot.
Scoot. So
was the word you chose.
So here's the thing. I'm a good couple of chapters in, and the thing about it that I really like is the fact that he's 19 years old. He works at a convenience store. He's going to college. He's like, just having an older character is a lot more like it's fun, you know, and the best part is he didn't get into MA, you know, he didn't get into fucking MA. He didn't get into the fucking Heroes Academy. Yeah, UA. So like, he didn't get into there. So like, he's just kind of like, you know what's funny? He failed the exam because he was late. because he was saving someone, ironically. And
he just didn't scoot fast enough.
He he was saving someone, and the thing that like kind of like he's kind of like weird, but like his whole thing is that he puts this little mask up and he like scoots. he
scoots.
So like that's the thing. So it's weird because like essentially I'm going to use a couple Marvel character examples to kind of explain like these two characters on the screen. But it's Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man. So like essentially what it boils down to is so he can crawl up stuff, like he can like put his hands and like his feet on like a surface, a wall, and he'll slide up it, right? And then
he'll
like
scoot up, yeah.
He'll scoot up. And then some of his poses are straight up like Spider-Man poses.
Oh yeah.
And it's just fun because he wears the bottom half mask and the hoodie, and then it's revealed that one of his hobbies is collecting All Might hoodies. He really likes All Might hoodies, and it's interesting because Deku knows All Might. Like it's weird because like all these characters are given a different context. It's an outsider's perspective to the main story. It's like if there was a series on Naruto where it focused on like some buttfuck ninja that had nothing to do with the story. Like, and you had to follow this.
And there's plenty of those, so
yeah, there's tons of them. Anbu Black Ops are useless.
Yeah, I'd like to have context to those fucking idiots because they don't.
Go ahead.
They're supposed to be the best of the best, and they can't do shit.
Like I want there to be an Anbu Black Ops Mandalorian-esque show. But like so you have Koichi. Koichi is like I described. It's very fun. His character's very fun, and like the thing is that so all these big heroes are like going around like All Might and Endeavor and. All these guys are still doing their job, but like he still wants to, he has the desire to be a hero. He wants to be a hero, and like, but like reality kind of beat him down. He's in college right now. He works at a convenience store, and like it's not great. Life isn't great for Koichi, but he dresses up in his hoodie and he puts on his little half mask. And he goes around as a superhero, like a minor hero called Nice Guy. And
Nice Guy. I forgot that his name was Nice Guy.
And he slides around very quickly, giving directions to like Deku's mom. That's canon. He gave directions to Deku's mom. Someone dropped their
Spider-Man.
Someone dropped their phone and he got it for them. And like and like he's just really good. And then like there is Pop, was it Pop? It's not Star. It's Pop Leap, Pop some